I just want to welcome you. So, welcome everyone, first and foremost. Thank you for jumping on the call. This is the Power Half Hour every Wednesday at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And we learn from a top producer every single week. And today we have a very special guest. I met Jessie Morfin on Clubhouse.
We were clubhousing. That's
This
right,
is this
John.
is the benefit of Clubhouse, and he was just spitting fire, right? And I thought, hey, why not invite Jessie here to contribute to us today? And Jessie, welcome, and thank you for being here today.
Awesome. John, thank you so much for having me. This is actually like my little forte, just for the fact that I love just doing everything via Zoom. I've been Zooming for at least 5 to 6 years before
Wow.
it was popular. And I was always trying to tell agents, hey guys, you guys got to get acclimated with technology. Because one of the things that I learned was that one of my mentors said, they said, technology has always been here. It's waiting for you to catch up. So, I find little different life hacks on one, how to live my life, on how to close more deals. And I'm not afraid of asking questions on, how to get to the next level or how to, improve, somebody else's life. And one of the reasons I believe that we connected was for the fact that you had mentioned my closing ratio. My closing ratio is actually like 12.8.
Not 13, 12.8, but
12, yeah, it's 12.8. And the reason, that I follow the matrix is because very early on in the real estate industry, when I first came in, I wanted to find out like who the hitters were and what were they doing. And just so you know, matter of fact, my cousin just left, and he's the reason that I got into real estate. But I'll tell you guys this little story. I was 2 weeks in the business. I was, doing like investigative work, and I came into real estate by kind of like a fluke. But the one thing that I remember was that my cousin said, "Hey, let's go out to the seminar," and it was a Mike Ferry seminar. So it was a Mike Ferry seminar, and what he basically taught was, scripting. Know your script, internalize your script. Don't deviate from the script, right? So long story, I went to a productivity class with him. Right there and then, at the first break, they offered, hey, you know what, get coaching. So believe it or not, I was like 20 years old. So I was like 20 years, I was 20 years old.
wow.
And I went to the back and I had a Discover card. And I said, all right, well, hold on. You mean to tell me that you know the matrix, you know the numbers? So if I follow the matrix, based on my average commission of $4,500, 3 deals will pay for my coaching for the year, $12,000, right? And I said, okay, well, all I have to do is follow what this guy says. So sure enough, I was fresh into real estate, went in to a productivity class. That same first day during lunch, I went back to the back of the table and I signed up for coaching one-on-one. Now, after I did that, they basically said, you have to sit down and, get on the phones. And I said, okay, well, that's fine. I had to learn what to say. But then I started asking questions. So where do I get these phone numbers? Number one. Number two, well, what's the difference between the quality of like the different types of phone numbers? And then how do I dial? And I was like, my phone, my fingers, I can only dial XYZ, calls an hour. So basically finding out those matrix, the one thing that I can tell you is I work off the 10% rule. So if I make, 100 phone calls, I'll speak to 10 people. Out of those 10 people, one person is going to be interested in what I have to say.
Right.
Not interested in selling, just interested in what I have to say. Right. So I'm going to tell you guys that this is literally the appointment setting process. So if you guys write, this down, 100 people to 10 people on the phone, to one person interested. And I always tell people, all you have to do is call for at least an hour. So let me reiterate what I mean by just calling for 1 hour, John. What I mean is looking for business for 1 hour. But I still do spend about 4 to 5 hours either in front of my computer or on the phone, because the money happens to be on in the follow-up. All right.
Mm.
So if you guys are new to the business and watching this, and I believe, John, you are with a pretty powerful EXP team, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. So one of the things that I basically tell people is when you're starting off, even the year, okay, so we all just started January, and you don't have the leads that you would want. So you have to increase the volume of people that you speak to. And you have a low number of people that you follow up with. So literally within 90 days, you should actually be looking for less amount of people and spending more time in the follow-up process. Okay. And that right there is how you generate your high closing ratio, your high contact ratio. It gets, bigger. If you guys have ever heard of a game, Kick the Can, growing up, we used to play in the front yard and we used to play the can, kick the can, be the first one to kick the can. So talking about being on the phone, I used to kick the can to be on the phone. Now, here's the biggest nugget that I can give you guys. Stop selling, start offering something. Even if you are talking to brand new people that you've never met, it's not a solicitation if you offer a home valuation. Hey, John, how you doing? Would you like a market update for your area here in Richmond? That's it. Okay, right there and then you literally took them off, off balance. And then you are in control, because if they're going to tell you no, or if they hesitate, you're going to lead into that next question. So I keep it very simple. And I moved over to technology now, but when I used to do it, I'm going to tell you, the first question is, would you be interested in a home valuation? Pause. That's it. Okay. Okay, great. No problem. Hey, John, you're interested in a home valuation. Let me get it out to you. I'll give you guys a call. Let me verify. What's your email?
Right.
What's your cell phone number, John?
Right.
I'm not asking,
Right.
for anything. I'm basically telling them, give me your cell phone, give me your email. And then I just say, thank you very much for taking the time. I'll go ahead and give you a call back. That's step one. Okay. That's finding a person.
Right.
Okay. Now we're going to kick the can to step two. All right. Now here's my step two. My step two is that I'm going to call John back in like 2 days. And I'm just literally going to say, hey, John, how you doing? Did you get the report that I sent you?
Right. I got it. Yes.
Okay. So, John could say, yes, I received it. Or John could say, no, I have not. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, let me go ahead and resend it over to you. Now you can go into the selling part, because now we've built rapport. Okay. And just so you guys know, on the initial, I really don't send anything to John.
Right.
I just want to call John back and say, hey, John, how you doing? Did you receive the report that I sent you?
Right.
John says, no. Oh, okay. Well, great. Let me get on it. By the way, how soon were you guys thinking of selling? And that's the whole point to this entire, Zoom call as well, is that we have to make sure that they're interested. So, in the first 2 or 3 minutes, John doesn't know who I am. I don't have no rapport. But on the second phone call, John will say, oh, that's right, Jesse, you did promise me something. Go ahead and send it over to me. Or, I haven't, chances are what they're going to say is, I haven't looked at it yet. Oh, I haven't sent anything yet. Right. And there at that particular point is when I do go ahead and do my CMA report. Now, if you guys are in the States, I use something that the MLS provides us, and it's RPR. And it's very simple and very detailed. We just put the address in, hit enter,
Oh,
bam,
wow.
a 60-page report.
How do you spell that?
RPR.
RPR? Okay.
Yes.
Whoever's in the States, RPR. Canadians won't matter. Sorry.
Yeah, so RPR literally gives me that report that I literally promise, to them. And then
Wow.
after that, I kick the can again.
Mm,
Hey, John, great, no problem. I'll send it out to you. I'll give you a call back on Thursday at 1:00. Are you
mhm.
available?
Right.
John
No.
says no.
No.
Great, no problem. How about 4:00 on Thursday?
No.
No. Where are you at, John, at that time? I'm at work. Okay, great, John. When's your next day off?
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay, great. I have 10 or 11 available.
Right. 10 o'clock's good.
Great. So I'm going to add, I'm going to start off with a question that I already know is a no. And I'm going to make them give me a yes or turn it on them. So that is where I'm available tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I already know John is not. So start off with I'm available tomorrow. And then the third question is going to be, when is your next day off, John? Now we're working on their schedule.
Right.
And they can't tell you no, or they could say, no, well, we're not ready yet. And if they tell you yet, then we're going to kick the can another 30 days, another 15 days.
Right.
Yeah. The hardest part of this business right now is just data cultivation, cultivating the data. Okay.
Yeah. And you know what I found, being with Mike for 11 plus years is that we always want to close on the first call. Right. And, with these online leads, guys, it doesn't work that way. You got to kick the can a few times.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And mind you, I'm a one-on-one. My first coach was actually Bill Pipes, which is, Tom Ferry's right hand.
The legend.
The legend Pipes. That's right. So well-versed, and with technology, yes, I've had to evolve. But I'm going to tell you guys, through the system of KV Core, it has an AI simulator attached to it. So it actually sends out, behavioral alerts to you and the individual, right? Mm-hmm. So all you have to do is populate, John's information in there, put his address, put his marketing report and cell phone, and just go to the campaign menu, which they already give you like a 45 hit campaign, that's already pre-built. And all you do is hit enter.
Can you show us some of that now?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So check this out, guys. Okay. So basically, bringing in a lead, you're more than able to just start your CRM, add a contact. All these leads came in. Great. Google 120, 119, 119
Hello.
active. Okay. So once the leads come in, I'm going to tell you guys. Start off by asking that open-ended question.
Right.
Hi, are you able to speak right now?
Are you able to speak right now? Okay.
What's the answer?
No.
Awesome. Great. When is your next day off, or when are you eligible to speak? Now it's on them.
Yes. Wow. That's great.
Okay.
I never do that. I just go right into it.
Okay. So here's the deal. All I do and we're going to go into maybe what my day looks like. But all I basically do is I select all for today. Well, let's just go back. I'm going to go with people that have never been contacted. Okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and select all, and I'm going to do a mass text. Hi, it's Jessie. Hi, it's Jessie, your real estate agent. I just wanted to let you know that I do have some time available today. Are you able to speak? Question mark.
Wow. This is so cool.
Okay, and right now I just shot off 20 text messages. So when you guys talk about your scheduling, and if you guys don't mind going into workflow, The way that I use my workflow, and I know I might be jumping a little all over the place, but the way that I use my workflow is when I wake up in the morning, the last thing I want to do is call an expired and get my butt kicked
Yeah.
or mess up my mindset. Okay. So the very first thing that I basically do is I just go to the system and I just, send that one text message you just saw me send
Mm-hmm.
to 30 or 40 people. Okay.
That's amazing.
And that's it. There's my follow-up. Throughout the day, my phone number just got registered on their cell phone. So they already know what I want, and I just want them to reply back with with an open-ended question.
Mm.
Jessie, I don't remember clicking on your link. I don't remember going to your website. Oh, okay, well, great. So, what city were you interested in moving to? I cut right to the chase when it comes down to the second, phone call or the second attempt. The first one, I'm being Mr. Nice Guy. Hey, how you doing? Local real estate agent. Do you have a time to speak? Okay, great. That's it. And then the second one is, all right, great. What do you want to do? Where do you want to move? When do you want to move? How do you plan on moving? What has to happen in order for you to move into your next home?
What has to happen? That draws out a lot.
Yeah.
What has to happen? Like I need to sell this home in order to buy the next home. Then boom, you got a seller lead.
Okay. You just brought up a very good point, John. I'm going to take you guys back really quick. All right. Okay. So you basically see this, right? This guy just said, no, stop. I'm not looking to buy anything right now. That's an open-ended question. We live in a home of our dreams. Okay, fine. So, check this. If John would have told me that he is interested in moving, right? He wants to sell his home.
Yeah.
Okay. Before John decides to let go of his home, he has to find where he's going.
Right.
Okay. So this system will allow you to set up one alert where John lives. Okay. So, hey, John, I'm going to send him homes that go up for sale that are his criteria, like the home he's living in.
Right.
As if he was a buyer. Okay, so one alert as the home that he's already living in. And then the second alert is where he's going. So now I'm hitting him 2 times where I'm telling him, what's happening in his marketplace, real time. And I'm also showing him where he's going to go. If he doesn't find where he's going, it doesn't matter how good of a salesperson you are. He ain't moving.
Right.
So this, system or a system like this will basically tell that person and put them in the picture. As a salesperson, as a real estate agent, we have to paint the picture.
Right.
So if I'm painting the picture, take it a step further and put them in the picture. And this is how you're able to do that.
Wow. So one alert for where they live and one alert where they're moving to.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So if they're able to do that, once again, it's 8:30 now. You shot off, 50 text messages like you just saw me do.
Yeah.
And then you're going to reply back. Now, chances are they're either going to call you. So that is key on being that real estate agent that their phone rings 24/7. So you shot off the text message. They're going to call you whenever they're available. So throughout the day, I get a ton of phone calls, hey, how you doing? Yeah, you know what? Hey, Jess, I got a missed call. Never mind, we're not interested. Or if I just do it via text, it's an easier way for me just to clean my list.
Right.
And, hey, you know what? It's Jessie. I'm available to talk about real estate. Are you? No, we're no longer interested. Great. Clean the list. Okay. And now you asked, how am I able to get the ratio of 12% on a close? Now, I'm only one guy. I'm only one agent.
Wow.
When we joined this call, we talked about, actually my family. Okay.
Right.
And I made it a purpose to go on vacation 1 week a month, every month.
Every month.
Every month. Okay. Next week we'll be in Tahoe. 2 weeks ago we're in Palm Desert, and every month we go away for a week.
Nice.
So how am I able to close deals if I'm nowhere around? If you guys do not have DocuSign, I highly recommend you guys get it.
I hope everyone has DocuSign nowadays.
Right. The second part is I hope you guys have a Zoom. Here's $1 million tip. Go to zoomjessie.com. All I did was purchased my URL to my Zoom account. So wherever it is, John, you want to speak to me? Cool, man. First, you have to go to bookjessie.com. So you got to book an appointment with me.
Right.
And then I'm going to send you the link, which is zoomjessie.com. Okay. And after I get done with you, talking about you possibly selling your home, I'm going to set up an alert. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a net sheet via DocuSign for you to acknowledge and approve. Very simple.
Right.
And if you guys didn't catch on, the DocuSigns that I send, I put them on a daily reminder. So I don't know, I have 200 DocuSigns out at every given time.
Wow.
Talk about kicking the can.
Yeah, well, that's very hands-off actually when you have that reminder daily. When you have 200 of them out, when somebody signs, you'll get notified, then it's time to follow up with them.
Hey, John, how you doing? Congratulations, man. I see you're taking the next step forward on putting your home on the market. How exciting is that?
Nice.
And I've seen that you've been, looking at some properties in the Chatworth area. So we're ready to rock and roll. I'm available on Thursday. Well, you know what? I'm actually out of town right now, but I do work with, one of my colleagues, and he can be there on Saturday to go ahead and just take your photos. Because the listing goes out automatically. And I send, one of my teammates to go ahead and, take the photos.
That's brilliant. Who's already doing this on the call right now? I sure as hell not. I'm not. This is crazy, right? This is good stuff. So okay. Well, what's the distinct difference between, because I'll tell you, my ratios not so good, guys. We have 2,400 leads, and so far we've closed 17 transactions. That's less than 1%. So what's the difference between you and I? You are at 12.8% closing ratio for online leads, guys. This is incredible. Industry average is 1%.
1.4.
Right. So what's the distinct difference between you and me, besides what you just taught us? What do you think? Okay,
so the difference is I leverage. Okay. And here's the deal. If I give John a lead, I'm in for 50-50 on that lead. So John, from this point forward, you will call the seller and all the calls go to you. I'm out. Okay. And then I have Helen, Helen, go list this property 50%. I'm out. So my closing ratios go higher, and I never get another phone call. And I'm putting, food on Helen's table, on your table. We're working as a team. The one thing I could basically say to you, John, is I'm the highest paid telemarketer you'll ever meet. Per se. Because of the fact that I set the appointment, I know how to, take the listing without even looking at the home. And I know what questions to ask in order to, get that interest level up. So technically, I run Google ads and I run Facebook ads. Okay. And the only reason I do those two items is because I don't want to cold call anymore.
Right.
So the reason you do Facebook ads is because you're pulling their cell phone number and their email, which I need for the system.
Right.
So perfect. And if I end up doing that, I know that I'm going to scrub through, 200 to 300 leads a month. And I'm going to find 10%, 20 people.
Right.
Out of those 20 people, 2 are going to do something.
Right.
Okay. And I'm not in love with the 180 people that are not.
Right.
But the 180 people go in the system as well,
Right.
and the system just follows up with them. So just like the way that I wake up and it's like Christmas every day on my computer, that I end up just getting listings that I've never been to. I don't even know where they're
Do
located.
you still go on physical listing appointments, Jesse?
No,
Who
no,
wants this
no.
life?
Yeah, no, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way. I won't even, agree to that. No. Um, I don't have an answer. The answer is no.
No, the answer is no. You're not going out there anymore. You're the highest paying telemarketer. And guys, this is incredible. I mean, using AI, using a couple simple tweaks, right? And not try to close someone right away because they're an online lead. You got to kick the can a few times before they're ready. And when they're ready, Jesse refers it out to Helen, refers it out to John, and boom, done.
Correct. So I'm going to give you guys another little tip. My job is to take the listing over the phone via DocuSign, period.
That's awesome.
I then send the photographer out. Great. So I know. So I was reading a note, but so after I go ahead and send out the listing agreement, it gets DocuSign. I send out the photographer. Okay, through the photos, I'm able to do my physical inspection.
Whoa.
Okay,
that's amazing.
So I have my physical inspection, complete, and now the other part is, I'll take the listing, 5, 6, 7, 8%. It just depends on the situation. After I take the listing, if the seller calls me one time, I then now refer the deal out. So if I could take it a slam dunk 100%, where I don't get a phone call, awesome. But if the deal goes into escrow, like right now, it's a super hot market, I'm pretty sure anywhere, overbidding and the whole nine, I'm going to take it down 100%.
Yeah.
But if the deal cancels, or I start getting numerous phone calls from the seller, when are you going to come out? When are you going to fix the sign? When are you going to, I'm sorry, due to COVID, we could no longer do open houses, which we don't. We could no longer, I'll send the photographer, we'll do the virtual open house. Okay, awesome, right? But because of those things that now COVID, has done against us, I'm using it for me. Oh, I'm sorry, John, I can't, this is actually the safest way for me and you to go ahead and meet. We still need to sell a home. If in case you do demand for me to go to the home, then awesome. I do have Lewis. He's available for you to meet with you at the property. And from this particular point forward, he's going to be your point of connect.
Right.
Right. Awesome. So now Lewis is the, semi-assistant. Great. No problem. Or partner on that deal. And then now I'm free.
Yeah.
And then I go, look for the next deal. So, yes, you could make, $500,000. I make more money referring deals than closing deals, just so you guys know.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm also fair. So what I mean is I did the hard part 50-50.
Right.
Let's say that this seller needs a little more tender care.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll up it to 75-25. I don't care. I'm out.
Right.
Yeah. And the last thing that I'll share is that is still my client.
You keep it in the database.
Absolutely. So I still am able to provide the quality service. I'm still to go ahead and hit the touches, and it's still my deal.
That's amazing.
And I just don't know, like whoever I refer it, if their follow-up system is as good as mine.
So guys, I don't know who's on the call right now, but like whoever is EXP or going to be EXP, Jesse has been utilizing conversion and KV core for the last 12 years. So this man knows what he's talking about. This will be recorded. I'll send out, and it's on Facebook. So guys, refer back to this over and over and over again. Did you guys learn something? I did. This is awesome. Oh, so you do have it for sale. So Jesse, we've run out of time, but thank you so much for sharing. How do we follow you, or how do we send you referrals, send you business?
Awesome. You send me any state, anytime. The referrals are, are gold. You guys can contact me at Zoom. Well, actually, just book Jessie, BOOKJESSIE.com.
Book Jessie. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so bookjessie.com, and then I'm on all social media platforms. The craziest thing that I always tell John, John, is you could be number one, but number one has to do everything. And I always used to comment, the great Kobe and, Michael Jordan. But if you're the one that has to do everything, then you have to be very selective of your time. So I would rather just be on the Lakers squad and not have anyone really know who I am and still make $1 million. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Some people do it for the glory. Cool, that's okay. Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
I know people that spend $20,000, $30,000 a month on Zillow. They close $500,000 for the year, but you just spent $280,000 on leads. That's insane. I would have just sold, 10 houses and still made the same $150,000.
Right.
Right. Now, I don't know if you guys, follow me on Facebook, Jessie Morfin, or Jessie Garcia Morfin. But on Facebook, I also always post, I'll buy your Zillow leads. I'll buy your old Zillow leads.
Right. Because you know how to convert.
Because I can turn them.
Yeah.
I can turn them. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
I hope I was able to, drop some dimes on that.
Oh, dude, that was so much gold. Again, this will be on Facebook and it will be on YouTube, guys. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and, watch the recording over and over. Thank you for today. Everybody send Jessie referral so he can convert for you and give you a check. All right. Make it a great day, guys.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jessie.
Thank you.